Hi everyone, it's Natasha. I wanted to share with you something that I just got from HSN, and it's the Martha Stewart stamp around the page set of stamps. And I have to tell you, the instructions are kind of lame. Well, I'm not going to beat around the bush. But I did figure it out, and I'm going to show you. I kind of figured it out. So this is essentially the effect. So you get a corner stamp, and then you get the filler stamps in a set. So this is the one that I just stamped. So this is what it comes with. So let me just turn my light off, see if it's better. Okay, oh, much better. So this is the corner stamp, and this is the filler stamp. And each one has little triangles in the corners because that's what lines up to the stamp press. So let me show you what came in the kit. It came with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of stamps, 2 of which coordinate one on top of the other. So there's the branches, and then the butterflies fit right on top in the little spaces. See, there's broken segments in the stamps. That's where the butterflies fit in. This one I have not tried yet. I will try it. So that's 2. Then there's these really pretty ferns. Snowflakes. Leaves. Lacy border. And then this damasky looking filigree. So this is how, so those come in the set. Then the stamp press, which this is separate. And the stamp press is where you line up the little corners. See right there, there's a little corner and there's a little corner. That's where those brown little corners from the stamps are lined up in order to line up the stamp. Then it sits in the housing. It's right here. Housing has a couple of foam pieces, so when it sits, it's not actually touching until you press down to stamp. There's also some side borders. Looks like rulers, and that's where these slide in. And these are the guides, like for the stamps for puncher on this page. And there's a right way and the wrong way. The right way is if you can read Martha Stewart Crafts. And then that slides in. See if I can show you where. Right in here. There's as I hit my camera. So I'm just going to tilt it so I could see where I'm doing this. So you slide it in right into that little groove. And then you have your stamp around the page image. So once you place the stamp on here, you'll line it up with these images. So I did this one already, which is right here. And there's only a handful of sizes, just like the stamper, just like the puncher on the page, that it will fit. 6 by 6, 8 by 8, and 12 by 12. And for the squares, and rectangles of 4 by 6 and 6 by 8. So I've cut pieces of paper to 4 by 6 so I can show you one. Let me grab another one. Maybe these pretty green leaves. So I'm going to take that out, slide this one in, make sure I get it in the groove, and then it butts up to the edge. I'm going to take the leaves, and you're supposed to you're supposed to stamp the corners first. So I'm going to flip this over and take the corner stamp off. Now the part that's not very clear is where you're supposed to slide. I'll read the directions in a second. Okay, cut paper to even dimension of 2-inch increments. For example, 2 by, it doesn't say what the smallest one, but it gives you examples. 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 12 by 12, or rectangles 4 by 6, 6 by 8. Stamps are corner Stamp all corners first. Okay, so you see oh, okay. It's going to be hard to tell. In the upper right hand corner, upper left hand corner, there's a little corner tag. That's what lines up with this. You see that right there? Oh, and pardon my nail polish free nails. So you're supposed to line the two up. That's hard to tell. Let me just make sure. Okay, so that seems like it's, so when you stamp it, okay, that's supposed to be in the corners first. So I'm going to do the corners first, and I'm going to pick this green. Oh, and this stamps, these inks came with it, and these are from Inkadoo. Oh no, EK Success brands, pigment ink pads. So you get pretty much every color you would want to use or would need to use with those. Okay. All right, stamp all corners first, then borders. Slide a design template in. We've done that. I think I could turn my light on now. Slide a design template in. We have that done. With the Martha Stewart crafts facing up in the base, which is what I had explained. If it's upside down, you're not going to get the lining up correctly. Slide paper under the template, aligning the paper edge to the leftmost grid line on the base. Leftmost grid line. Oh, okay, like that. Okay, I think they're talking about these grids. That's the part I didn't. Leftmost grid line. No, that's not right. See, this is what I mean. It's not. It's not. This is where they should have included little photographs. Because I'm a quick study, but this is just. Hold on. Why I'm telling you to hold on. You gonna pause me? Pause me for a sec. Okay, slide the paper into the template, aligning the paper edge to the leftmost grid line. Like that? What's the point? Once you've positioned your paper, do not hold it down or touch it, or it may cause shifting. Mount desired corner stamp, which I've done, in the upper right hand corner of the block, matching up the small triangle of the stamp with the triangle on the block. You will be stamping the upper left corner of your page. See, this is where it's... I eyeballed this one. I eyeballed the corners, honestly. And I might do a little search to see if anyone else has figured this out. Leftmost grid. See, that makes no sense. Okay, tap the ink pad onto stamp, hold block on each end, press block onto paper, apply even pressure, lift block, and remove paper. Repeat the process for the remaining 3 corners, progressing in a clockwise direction around the page. And then there's instructions for the borders. So let's just, I had it down this way. So this is the stamp. Let's ink it up in the green. Oh, it seems like it's a little dry, but it could be that it's just light. And again, you don't want to trim these because of the lining up process. Alright, so I'm going to put the paper, slides underneath. This part seems a little wonky and I might have to figure that out. And I'm going to press down. The ink is really dry. Sorry. That's why it's getting all... Let me choose another color ink so you could see it better. How about the brown? And again, you don't have to use this ink. You can use another ink. Let's see how much we can line this up since we already stamped once. Okay. Okay, we'll keep going around the corners. And again, the triangles go at the base. And I'm eyeballing this because I have not figured out the corner guide. The others make sense because you line these up, but stamping corners, you could be right at the corner, you could be ½ inch away from the corner. Not exactly. And for those of you who know how this works and how this has worked out perfectly for you, if you're screaming at the screen right now, I'm sorry. But sometimes I'm a trial and error kind of girl, I guess. I did read the directions, and I'm trying to follow them. Okay, so this is the last corner. With the amount of steps involved in this, it seemed like such a novel idea for punch around the page, like the punch around the page, but this might turn out to be far more hassle than it's worth. Did I mention that it's on super duper clearance on HSN? It's essentially marked to 75% off. It's in the clearance section, and I think it was $9.95. Plus it's free shipping. So really the only thing you're paying for additionally on top of the $9.95 is your local tax, because HSN collects tax. Be careful when you're pulling this off. Pull in both directions, both the base and the stamp, so you don't rip it. And it should be good quality stamps, but just never know. So again, I'm going to line up the corners of the stamp with the corners on the block. And then we'll stamp the inside. This is the part that's going to make a little more sense. And I'll start on the short side first. Let's see, what does it say? Slide paper, because I like to read directions at least once. Slide paper and a template matching the corners. Okay, well that's pretty good. The corners lined up. See that? The images on the corners lined up. Place this and let's press it. Oh, not too shabby. That was pretty good. Let's do this one now. So I'm going to line up. Wait, which image am I lining up here? I think this one. So you line up this edge and then move over. I mean, I had eyeballed these stamps when they were first available in HSN, but then I thought, oh, that just seems like such a pain in the bum to do. So we'll see, right? Okay, so then you slide this to, oh, it's very busy. Wait a minute, where do you slide this one to? No, not that one. I think that. And again, this is the first time I'm stamping this one, so I'm learning along with you. And ooh, and if you haven't switched off yet, then you're interested in seeing how this works out too. Okay, so I think that's lined up. Press down. Well, keep going, right? I'll only tell if it's... So I'm lining up with this side. This is on the short end. And it's a pretty stamp, and the idea is nice, but again, how often will I use this with all this? Because this is how long it's taking to stamp this. I'll line up this one. So I'm lining up this corner right here. And I think just 2 more stamps and then we could see what it looks like. So I got it, I ordered this I think a week ago. And it's still available on the site. I did check right before doing the video, just to make sure in case anyone was interested. And as you know, I don't work for HSN and my reviews are honest. So it's an interesting concept so far, but I'm not sure whether I would utilize this particular process to like maybe make invitations. So there's the all corners done. And I think this corner was just a little off. It would have been a little further south, as you see the green underneath. So if I can figure out how to effectively align the corners first, I think the rest is relatively easy to do. And it's lovely. I mean, it's very pretty. I'm not sure whether this would work for embossing. For example, some of the images like this really fine lace would probably be beautiful for like wedding invitations, but in order to do that, do you know how long it would take for each one to be processed? Because you have to do the 4 corners, so that means stamp, emboss each time. So 4 of the corners. It just seems like a lot of effort when you could do it quicker, but it was under $10. I had been interested. I think the next one that I'm going to try on my own off camera is this multi-layer with the, sorry, let me turn the light off, with the branches and the butterflies, because I'm kind of curious to see how those line up. So this one you're going to have to make 4 corners times 2 and all the insides. You're going to have to make like 20 passes, more than 20 passes to get this all done. So we'll see. So far, I like the price, and I know that Martha Stewart products are pretty good quality. These are interesting. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to store all of this because it also has a special base, and it's not like this base can be used for much else other than the stamp around the page. I think I'll definitely use these, although one's already dried out. So there you go. There's an honest review of what I think of this stamp around the page for Martha Stewart so far. Again, it's $9.95 with free. Oh, hold on, let me see if it's definitely. Yeah, it's $9.95. The only thing that I was, and it's free shipping, so the only thing I paid for is tax on top of that. So if you're interested, oh, and don't forget, if you have an Ebates account and log in through Ebates, I think HSN is either 3 or 4% back. So I mean, it was just a little bit more. If anything, it just covered my tax. But hey, every little bit works. If any of you have the stamp around the page and you've used it, I would love to hear your honest opinion because I'm just curious. Typically, Martha Stewart products don't get marked down quite this low, so I'm wondering if the reason it's so marked down is because there wasn't that much of a buy-in from stampers. So let me know. I'm curious to find out. Otherwise, thank you so much for stopping by and watching.